lovelies, and welcome to the first episode of many for the Parenting Pagan Kids series. I haven't quite come up with the actual name yet of what the series is going to be, so bear with me. And keep in mind, this is the intro to the series, so I'm not going to get too in-depth in today's episode. So let's start with why I am raising my child pagan. Now, I know a lot of parents choose not to raise their child pagan, and I thought about not doing so, coming from somebody that went to Catholic school and all this kind of stuff, that I didn't want to enforce anything, but I'm doing it in a kind of loose way, and it's more about a respect and love for nature and kind of getting in touch with yourself and keeping yourself mindful and grounded and connected to the earth, which I think is all around healthy and good. And if in the future she decides to kind of look into other religions, Christianity, whatever, what have you, then so be it. That's her choice. Also, there was no way to hide this from her. She's going to be surrounded around it. I have my holistic business, and I do tarot card readings when I'm not in college, during the summer and winter. And then I have my business year-round where I'm making potions and herbal products. And then my mom, her grandmother, does psychic readings and Akashic records, and we both do Reiki, so it's kind of hard for her to not really be around it, with her grandmother being New Age and me being pagan with a Wiccan kind of basis. So yeah, that was part of my decision. Along with the pagan, I'm also kind of bringing in kind of this horror goth thing and being very, I don't know how to explain it, but the basis is a very connected to nature, pagan respect for the earth and animals. So, nature. Some things that you can do with your child. My child is a young toddler. She's only 20 months. So I'm coming from the experience of what I have been doing thus far, as well as things that I've read. So we go for little adventures out in the woods. We live in Wisconsin, so winter just got finished, and we went to the park. She picked up some pine cones and some pieces of the pine tree, and we put it on her little altar, which is something that you can do too, is have a safe altar for your children, depending on their age. Then the safety depends on, and high up, but it teaches them how that all works. She also has crystals and stuff on there to teach them to love trees. At this age, they're still learning words, so I teach them tree, leaf, grass, each of the animals that we might come across. If your child is preschool, kindergarten age, you could teach them how to kind of connect to the earth, get grounded, feel, sense the earth and its energies, and take that upon, and all of that, which will be in an episode of its own. Again, this is an intro, so I'm just kind of going through, feeling out how this series is going to go. There's lots of books, surprisingly, nowadays, for children and for you as the parent. You can start with mythology and fairy tale type stuff. I'm not one that's really big on fairy tales. I'm very specific about how it goes, just because the whole damsel in distress type thing, you kind of want to stay away from that. And as with mythology, depending on the age, again, you need to be very careful about what books you find. Thankfully, there are mythology books from all the different areas of gods and goddesses, such as the Norwegian, the Greek, and so on, Celtic, that do not have the violence and extreme in-depth imagery, and it's kind of made melted down a little, softened up for the children, and have beautiful pictures and imageries. And then there's the Rupert's tales, they're kind of expensive for, I mean, I'm not I'm not wealthy or anything, but like they're each like $20, the majority of them. There's a whole list of books which I'll put in the little space below the video, but I have a couple myself right now. This is one of her favorites. We actually found it ironically at the library. We live in a small city, not a small town, but a small city in Wisconsin, and it's called Wild Child, and I also found it on Amazon, and so that we have it because she loves it, and we read it right before bed. And it was only $4, and it's about Mother Earth trying to put her daughter to bed, and you find out at the end that the daughter is Autumn, and then winter comes when Mother Earth tries to go and take a nap themselves. We also have all of these except for one for all of the holidays or sabbats of the Wheel of the Year, which help them learn about sabbats as well as nature and what they all kind of represent. At my daughter's age, it's more about learning each of the nature type things and then getting used to the idea of sabbats. So this one's the longest day, celebrating the summer solstice. We also have the spring one, we have the autumn one, we have a couple others as well. But yeah, I'll put a list of books below. There's a lot more. I'll probably do a video in this series just on kids' books alone. Okay, next is music. There are so many songs out there for children. It's unbelievable that are pagan friendly or what have you. I would always go with like songs with animals or things about nature, like trees and things like that, for toddlers and young children. There's also songs specifically made for pagan children, such as I Am the Earth. There's a few more, and I'll probably have a video just on the music alone and how important getting them involved into various types of music is for their soul and their energy flow and their development and their individuality. So that will be a video in the future as well. Holidays or sabbats. How do you celebrate those, especially when you have family that may not be pagan or New Age or whatever? Again, this is the intro video, so I will have a video just on this specifically. But thus far, just to give a little summary, what we've been doing is, since she's been able to do like finger painting or any type of artwork, whenever there is a full moon, new moon, or some type of spectacular thing such as that, or a Sabbath, we do some type of artwork based upon that, just to get her used to the idea. I also do small things at home for the Sabbats, like for the spring equinox or Ostara, I made hot cross buns, and I had a bunch of flowers and things like that. And we tried to go out to in nature, but the weather was horrible, so I had her help me take care of my indoor plants and things like that. Again, I'll go much more in detail in a separate video. My family, it's mainly just my mom's side of family. We still do, even though none of us are Christian, we still do Christmas, and we do the Easter basket thing. And Easter is based upon the moon cycle, actually. So it's not that too far off, and they're based off pagan things, and there she is right now laughing. So I mean, we still celebrate that, but we do it in a way that still is correlated to the Sabbats. So for example, at this last Christmas, I had everyone in my family write on little gold stars wishes that they would want for the upcoming year that I would burn on New Year's as on the final day of burning my Yule log, because I burned my Yule log from the 21st until New Year's. So I mean, so I brought that into Christmas. As for like oils and herbs and things like that, because I make products using essential oils and herbs, I do let her like feel the herbs and the different textures, and I let her smell them, and I try and teach her what they are. And the oils, I let her smell them. I don't want her like really touching them because of her age. She doesn't really grasp the toxicity of the oils and some herbs, if not done wisely and supervised. So I'm very careful of that, but I let her smell it. I tell her what it is, and I kind of get an idea of what she's drawn to. Crystals. She has had crystals since the day she was born. The first place we actually went to when we left the hospital was the local crystal store, because my mom's really close friends with the owner. And she was given her first fairy statue for free by the owner. We go there, and there's like a big bucket of like crystals that people can like grab and just put into a bag. And she likes to play with them, and you know, the textures. I also let her go to like where there's different baskets of all the different types of crystals, and let her feel to see which ones she's drawn to, and I'll get one and I'll put it up on her altar area. She's very big into playing with crystals, and she is drawn to specific ones. Like, I've noticed black tourmaline and rose quartz are two of her biggest ones she's drawn to. And then as for books, for us as parents, there are plenty. I'm not going to put them in the list below, or the section below, because I'm going to be writing so many of the children's books of various ages. But one for people that have children my daughter's age that is short read, it's not expensive, and it was so great, and it gives you so many great ideas, is Parenting Pagan Tots. I highly recommend it. Quick read, great, love it. And then this one, Witchy Mama. This you can get even like when you are just getting pregnant or find out you're pregnant. This is like the whole cycle of having a child. So yeah, that's what I have for this intro video into raising pagan children. Again, I will be having will be a series, so there will be various topics that I just base on. So this was kind of just a summary of various things. I would love to hear your comments, suggestions, things that you've done. Maybe people who have older children, so I know what to expect. Maybe talking about how to discipline, because that's still kind of what I'm learning at this point as somebody that has the political beliefs that I do, as well as being a pagan. I am very weird about authority and being very like harsh, and maybe I'm, as an empath and indigo child, very highly sensitive to what is actually listed as harsh. So I would love some ideas towards that, and what you would like the next focus to be. Either message me or write in the comments. If you like this video, please like. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Check out my store, and I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Have a great week.